Hi, I'm Dawn DeKisto. I'm a skincare specialist, and I help women all over the U.S., just like you, to get healthy skin, to build confidence, and trust what you see in the mirror every single day. And I love football.
And I'm Jamie. I love expressing myself with makeup. I will always be your number one hype queen. And if you love football and makeup, then we'll make great friends.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
Beauty Touchdown.
Jamie, it's so good to see you. Hi. You've already started putting makeup on. I love it. You got your primer on there?
I did.
Jamie is not wasting any time tonight. She's going to do makeup. I'm going to do skincare. We're going to talk about life. We need a little bit of therapy, glam therapy. And we already have some of you in the comments. So hello and welcome. Thanks for being here. And Jamie, how are you today? How is your week?
Good. It's going well. It's going well. I've just been working, and yeah, that's literally that's all I do now is just I work. So anything exciting. How's been your week?
My week has been a little bit not super happy, but not super bad. Started out with all day getting Tosh some medical attention. I had been on a waiting list for quite some time to get her to go see a East-West veterinarian. So a veterinarian who does modalities in Eastern medicine, such as acupuncture, herbs, and chiropractic. She got chiropractic. She got, let's see what else did she got some laser treatment. And her problem, she has a GI bleed, as you may or may not know, but her problem probably isn't going to go away, which is, so at this point, my decision is to how to support her best I can. I mean, she may live a million years like this. And no one can be 100% sure what's going on with her. The only other thing I can do on a medical diagnostics is to have her scoped, but because she still has an active bleed, I was hoping she would stop. I just hate to injure that area, because putting a scope through there is traumatic, and she doesn't like even going to the vet. So that's where I'm at with her, just some decisions to make. And so Monday was a long day, and it was the weirdest thing because I knew I was bringing her in. I had been planning it for like 2 months. And, you know, we met the doctor and we spent some time with him. And then all of a sudden he's like, okay, so I'm going to take her now and I'll call you between 3 and 6 to pick her up. And I was just like, I don't know if I just mentally wasn't thinking, oh, I'm leaving her there. I mean, I knew I was.
Yeah.
It just hit me like, he's taking my cat. I was so I just felt crushed. It was just the weirdest thing because I knew he was going to take her. I mean, it was just the oddest thing. So I had this I was walking around Monday just really not like myself, because I don't get I'm a pretty I keep myself pretty calm and all that. So yeah, it was challenging. I was happy to get her back, and she's doing great. She's just her usual self.
That's good.
Yeah, we're not trying the herbs until I think tomorrow. I wanted to give her a couple of days because she had so many treatments with acupuncture and all that, just to kind of let that all soak in. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I didn't expect to have all these issues with her, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're reaching to kind of because you've been wondering what's going on. Now you're kind of okay, this is just something we're going to have to deal with. Next step is how can we improve quality of life? So it sounds like you're doing everything that you can. So you're doing your best.
Yeah. And you know how sometimes with issues in our lives, we need several steps, several of those, because I kind of came to terms with this when I saw the specialist too. But then it's you kind of need reassurance sometimes. I mean, she's bleeding, she's actively got an internal bleed, so it's not normal. And so, so I didn't realize how much I needed that. But it was also very sobering because it's okay, now I've gone to so many places with her, done so much with her, spent ridiculous thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm pretty much kind of coming up with the same answer everywhere. We're not going to ever be 100% sure. The best thing to do is support her. We can do
Oh.
more diagnostics, but let's wait, But I really like
Mm-hmm.
that, and it's good to have options. And yeah, so that's that. She started losing weight again too, so I'm not real thrilled with that because she's putting weight back on, but she's happy and she's cute.
Yeah. Well, that's good. She's happy, that she's like, it sucks that she has this bleed, and I hope it's not causing her a lot of discomfort. But if she's eating and looking happy, I guess that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, sometimes she doesn't eat, but she has never acted sick. The one thing about
Mhm.
cats is they do hide their pain a lot, like they really do. So that's why
Mhm.
I'm like, maybe I should consider like these laser treatments or, whatever. I have pain medicine on board if I ever need it, if she ever gets to
Yeah.
that point. Yeah, so I have
Mhm.
everything here. Forked out some more money. I know I hate complaining about the money, but
Yeah.
it's expensive. Medical treatment is expensive for humans and for cats. So yeah, so that
Yeah.
was Monday, so that was Monday. Yesterday was okay. And, today everything's okay, but it was just sort of like started the week out like that. And of course, the
Yeah.
Packers, playing the way they are on Sunday, it was kind of like, oh man, what the
Mhm.
heck is going on?
It doesn't help. It doesn't help. You
Right.
know, uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting because for the longest time before I had coping tools, before I like therapy and everything, like the
Yeah.
Packers have really been like my happy place. They've Aaron Rodgers and the
Yeah.
team and the past like 12 years.
Yeah.
You know, they've been so fun to watch. So that's why I think I'm not saying, I'm not even like having a hard time. It's just honestly it's frustrating, but I'm glad that I'm not. I think that before me, I would be depressed, angry, bitter about it. But I'm just trying to be like, I love what I was listening to Open Book from Game on
Mhm.
Wisconsin with Jen and Eli today, and she said something. Oh, she said like this. I mean, she's also basic. I mean, she grew up watching. I think she did. I didn't get to see far, but I think she did see far. But she still said that like, the majority of her fanship has been the same experience that I've had, and this is our first time seeing the team like really like struggle like
Never
this.
lose. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, like not like consecutively, like 5 games in a row. We're like, whoa,
Right.
we're not used
Right.
to this.
No.
It just made her like, I love that she had a different perspective where she focused. We're like, wait, I love this sport, because she's like
Right.
she's into sports and just that's all like she's really involved in that. So for
Mhm.
her, it's like, you know what, my team's not doing really well, but like let me focus on this other thing is that I love this sport and I get to watch it and I get to discuss it. And I was like, you
Mhm.
know what, that's such a nice thing to do. Maybe your team's not winning, but the positives are is that I still love the Packers. I still love the boys. I look at their interviews and I see their personalities, and I was just remembering how much I love this team regardless. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to focus on now. Like, I know, I mean, I have a lot to say about that, but that's why I'm trying to not be bitter. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be bitter like those people I've seen on Twitter. They're like,
Yeah.
fire everybody. They're just kind of like screaming bloody
Right.
murder. And I don't want to, I want to be a realist, but also like still have fun. I want it to still be fun. And that's all I'm asking for the Packers. If we're going to have a losing, if we're not going to go to the playoffs or we're not going to even go to the Super Bowl, whatever, make it fun. I just want to have fun. I want to see that you
Right.
still care, that you're still trying. You might not be really good right now, but like make it fun. you know?
Yeah. I jumped on for a few minutes last call Lambo, which is also streaming. It's
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah.
right before Game on Wisconsin. So with
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I saw they were going live next and I was like, oh, I wish I could watch both, but I can't. But I realized when I was on there just chatting with everyone, because everything's going
Mm-hmm.
on in the live chat, right? So
Yeah.
anybody watching us on Twitter, come on over to YouTube and do the live chat with us because it's so
Yeah,
fun.
I realized that they can't see are on we can't see their comments on Twitter, but we can see the YouTube ones. I wish we
Um,
could see them if they were any.
I'm not sure if you're listening on Twitter right now and you comment, just say, hey,
I can't see it. I'm sorry.
oh, you can't. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So then come on over to YouTube.
Yeah, come over to YouTube Beauty Touchdown and come hang out in the chat. Talk to
Yeah.
us. How do you feel about this season? And how to be if you're not a Packer fan, come talk to us about your team. We
Yeah,
watch
we want to hear your
we
take.
watch everything.
And not only how do you feel about this season, but when I was, it's just being, there's your friends are all there in the chat.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to be
I mean,
talking
look at
about
us.
right.
We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the Packers.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
And you don't even have to be talking about the Packers because that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Like on that YouTube channel, there was all this stuff going on in the live chat that didn't have really anything to do with Packers. I mean, it kind of did, but some of it did and some of it didn't. So it doesn't have to be. But I like to look at football as kind of a metaphor for life. And, there are ups and downs and we go through cycles of, highs and lows. And this is just, one of those things with the Packers, if you're a Packer fan, that, hey, I knew, at least we should have known that this was a possibility, that this was a semi quasi rebuild with Aaron Rodgers at the center, but it wasn't. I mean, we lost a lot of key players and we had to because of, the finances,
the staffing
the
too.
And all that. Right. So
the coordinators we lost, I think that also created an imbalance in the staffing.
Not only lost, but some of it was conscious choices. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, this wasn't just, oh, woe is me, I lost this and I lost. Because when you use the word lost, compared to, well, they made a decision to make the staffing change. I mean, some of it, was beyond their control, but most of it wasn't. And this is what we signed up for as an organization. And it could have worked, but it might not have, I mean, that's kind of how it was. And that's kind of how every season is, but in this case, even more so. So it does feel weird. We're very spoiled not to be the number 1 seed, number 2, 3, or just be like, are we number 1 this week or number 2? Are we, to go to the play, just to have a walk in. Of course, we're going to win the division. Of course, we're going to the playoffs. It's just a weird feeling to be like, oh, I don't think
that was a given. Yeah, that was a given before, and now it's not. It's like, wow. You can't take this stuff for granted. The rain was good. It was about, I mean, the cycle of football, right? Like, it was bound to happen. And that just kind of tells me, damn, like, I'm growing up with this team, but like, here we go to this phase. Like, it's like a relationship. We're getting to like a rough spot that it happens.
Right.
I'm just trying to like rationalize it.
Yeah.
That way I don't get into a very negative headspace where it makes me bitter, because it's like, this is fun. This used to be my escape. It cannot be my stress. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. And I think you're doing so much better this year, because I felt last year that you were much more tied. Your emotions were more tied to the team than.
I mean, I cried.
Right.
And I was really sad for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Crying my eyes off. Like,
but you weren't alone. My father was like that.
Rough.
My father was like that. My mom said, and I don't remember it, of course, but she was like, oh my gosh, he would be in a bad mood for weeks. He would be so emotional, me in a bad mood. So upset.
Oh God, yeah. I would feel rage. Even reading comments, I don't feel the same rage that I used to feel. Let me tell you. Because I would like be in the comments and I'd be like, and I want to fight people and say, but now I'm just like, oh, they're so silly. And I just like scroll. I just scroll. But I grew up. I really did. That's so funny. Yeah, they really did that. Maybe it's meds. I don't know. But you're right. I was so much. God, that made me so unstably. They really unstable mental. Thank God I'm like much better and I don't have to deal with that anymore. But it's fun. This is my escape. I want football to still be fun even when they suck and they lose.
Right. I mean, we still have another whatever. Believe it or not, we're going on to the 10th game of the season out of 17 games.
it's time flies. I feel like
I
we were
know.
just excited for the season, and now we're like week 10. Like that's insane to me. It's going so fast.
I'm already thinking about, okay, well, we're going to have a better draft year this year because we'll get better draft picks because
That's
we'll
where
be
I'm
lower
at.
on the totem
Honestly,
pole.
I'm looking towards the future, even though our future it's a little tied and limited because it's just tough. It's just tough to come to a lot of realizations of things that should have happened but didn't happen. And then I was
Mhm,
thinking about like how much of a hard time I was having with the thought of like not having Aaron Rodgers. But now, if I really thought about the team moving forward in the future,
mhm.
there was this risk.
That's
And
right.
I'm like, I wish I didn't care 2 weeks ago. But not, I mean, it didn't matter if I didn't care back then, though. Like, if I didn't, they still didn't do it. It didn't
Right,
happen, you
right,
know.
right.
And here we are in this mess because we did not expect for the team to drop off like this. And I didn't know, I mean, like, sure, people were like, we're gonna struggle, but did we really see they would struggle like this with Rodgers there? And that's what makes it for me like if it was like Jordan Love, I'd be like, I was ready for that. You
Right.
know, I was
That'll be
not
nice.
ready for that with Rodgers, but it's
Right.
just I have to come to terms that
Yeah.
he's aging. And also like all the other issues that there are on the Packers. Honestly, we're a mess. It's just not
Right.
again. I guess just still not one thing. And
Well,
they're talking about bringing Jordan Love, and I'm like, it doesn't fix so many other issues that that are going on. Like the man would inherit a mess. I feel bad for him to get his first start, and it's like the teams all over the place.
well,
What do you think about Jordan
you
Love
don't
and
expect Rodgers to just go like that. Like you'd think it'd be more gradual
Mm-hmm.
of a
Right.
decline. You don't go from MVP 2 years in a row to now. The PFF is saying he's the 11th in the league, which is hard to
I
believe.
was listening to Andy Herman's video
Good,
today.
good. That's good.
Yeah,
He's good to
they were
listen to.
talking. They were talking about that.
Yeah,
His grades versus PFF's grades,
but
and
he certainly
he
doesn't
thinks
look
that
like that.
right.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying. Yeah, that his numbers, like how what is it? I think there was this one statistic about his pass rating, and it's like oh they had him as average, but it doesn't look like that, you
No.
know.
What
At
we
least
look
for
at,
him, I don't know. I
yeah,
think it
what we
just
look
looks
at is
worse.
he lost the game. Like he
Right?
had
Yeah.
24 to 27 points that he like
Yeah.
literally just lost. So that's what we're
And
looking
yeah.
at. PFF,
Hmm.
is kind of, but so you know, but it is the whole team by all means, by all
Yeah,
means.
it's the whole team, and
It's the whole
I
shit.
think the
The
coaches
whole
have
shit.
some, what's going on with like not running the ball enough or having a healthy balance. Why do we? It's not even that you're running it enough. It's like we're pulling away from it when we shouldn't.
Well, we don't know that because Rogers always
Mhm.
has the option to back
Right.
out of the play.
Which
And we
did
don't
you see
know
that?
we know that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
always been the case. That's always been my complaint. It's like,
Yeah.
and so we don't know if it's the coach's call or Rogers, and we will probably,
Well,
let's be
Rogers
honest,
was
never
saying,
know. We will never
yeah,
know the truth.
we will never know. We will
No,
never
because
know.
the coach is going to protect Rogers. Okay.
Yeah.
And Rogers is going to protect Rogers. So we will
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
We will never
Yeah.
know. But he's
And
always played that. He's always played that way.
did you see the tweet that TJ Lang, he was replying to someone, I think, or he shared a video when he was pointing out that the two interceptions were supposed to be a run option and he opted for a pass.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the two that they were supposed to be runs. There was one in specific instance he was it looks like I have one black eye. He was specifying one instance when it was the play to Bakhtiari, where I guess they said, I think it was number 74. I forgot. I don't know if it's like Rashawn Gary, I think. He
Okay.
said it showed that he was visibly upset, and they were speculating that he was upset that it was supposed to be a run, or it should have been a run, but they opted for a pass, and then he got it intercepted.
And then it messed up the coverage.
And then it messed up the coverage, like, because I know they asked Aaron, like, oh, why are you guys not running? And I remember one of his response was like, well, it depends on the look. If what I see is that, you know, the defender's gonna get blown up and like they're gonna stuff up the running backs, it's better for us. And I've been hearing that a lot also, that defenses want to push offenses to throw instead of running.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Dare them to pass.
And I think that's when maybe our scheming is a little bit, and I've been hearing this a lot too, is that it's very oh my God, the word is escaping me, when like it's very not repetitive, but like it's easy to like know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, predictable.
You know what I mean? Predictable, that's the word.
Yeah.
That is predictable. It feels like the whole NFL caught up and we haven't. And we think, oh, we're going to use this, that, but everybody's like, we know what you're playing. And so they always have the answers to what we're doing, it seems. So it's like, how can we change it up? Because clearly we're not caught up. Do you know? I don't know.
We can. I don't think that the problem is that there's a lack of ideas of how to change it. I mean, that's not that. But no, for sure they can see what Rodgers is doing. Because what Rodgers does is he makes his decision in the huddle, like right after the huddle, when he sees them, how they line up, how the opposition lines up. He doesn't wait. And so because he sees that, then he signals to his offensive line to do what they're going to do, and to everyone. And they can see that. Yeah. So a lot of quarterbacks don't make that decision until after the ball has been, sent over to the quarterback. I forgot the word, hiked. What's the past tense of hiked? Hut. Yeah. So
I can't remember.
But he's making the decision sooner rather than later.
I don't know.
That's why they can read it. Yeah. And Andy Herman was talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I don't understand football to that level where I can pay attention that that's happening, but it does seem like we're predictable, and I don't know whose fault is it. I just want it to be fixed. I don't care who its fault it is, just fix it. You know, well, I'm tired of arguing about whose fault it is. I just want it to be fixed.
Right. You know, and my feeling is quarterback gets all the glory, so quarterback gets the blame. That's like, you want to give the quarterback all the glory all these years, then you give him the blame. I mean, of course, that's a simplistic way of looking at it, but
right. But that's the thing about football, you know. It's a team. It's a true team sport. You can't just blame one person. It's a collective. It's a collective. So it takes everyone, and everyone is not executing. It's an execution problem, because Aaron was talking about today, like, oh, we've been by the book the most that we've ever been. So it's like, so then you're proving to me that it's an execution problem. You know what you're doing. You have a plan, but it's not being executed. And we're getting blown up, and things are not working out, and then also the penalties. Like, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot, doing things that hurt us. Like, really, we've beat ourselves every game. We've done it to ourselves.
This last game was beyond the pale. It was just like, what are we even doing here? Like, what is happening? It was crazy. It's so sad. So sad. It's so sad to hear Larry and Wayne, you know, who announced them. Do you listen to them?
I don't think. No, I usually just watch whatever, like, whoever, you know.
Oh man, it's just like when they're that upset, you know, and every week after week, it's like, oh man, this is bad, because you can just tell. And even when they're trying to be, because they're on the radio, they are announcing the game, they can't really say what they're thinking, but sometimes it's like, wow, just their voices, the emotion in their voices and stuff. It's kind of
you know, it's like me, like I kept having hope, and then I was like, oh my God, it's just never
It's
Like,
not
oh,
working.
okay. It just kept hitting me. Now I'm like, this is not gonna work. Like, this is, I'm so spoiled. Like, I'm so used
Yeah.
to seeing, and I have these expectations, I realize, and they just
Mhm.
keep getting let down. I just keep getting let down this season. What I'm used to knowing that I have, like, I have faith. Like, I with certainty, I know this is gonna happen. And
Yeah.
all of that is gone this year. It's not what I expect. So it's just kind of been like an
Mhm.
eye-opening thing, you know. It just
Well,
makes
like
me
I
like,
say, yeah, I love that football is a metaphor for life, and you're right, it's the ultimate team sport,
mhm.
and, there's so many things we can learn from it, just if we can step back long enough, and it might take us
Yeah,
a while to do that, and I'm not worried about people blowing up on the Twitter. I mean, I'm so over I don't really care what people do.
I'm
I'm
like
I'm
human,
kinda
yeah.
I mean, I have a lot going on social media, and I've always just kind of been like, "Well, I I'll move on, block,
Yeah.
ignore." There are things I
Mhm.
could say about every darn thing. I really could. I have a lot to say about things. But I
Yeah.
know, it's like, I don't need to do that, you know? Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll write a reply or I'll write a comment, and then I'll be like, "Never mind. They don't deserve me. They don't
Yeah.
deserve my
Yeah,
energy."
exactly. Exactly. They don't deserve my energy. And that's true. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes I have a little bit of time. Sometimes I'm bored. And I just need a little bit of stimulation in my brain. And I do get involved. But I just
I
like one
have
or two, and then I get bored.
Yeah, I have to take off, like, right after the game. I have to take a reprieve, sometimes a day or 2
Mhm.
even. It
That's good.
depends.
That's a good
Um,
practice to have.
that's just me. I mean,
Mhm.
that's how I do things. I have to,
Yeah.
like, reflect. Hey, have you ever done I'm an INFJ. What are you on the
I
break?
never remember. I never remember the name of it. Um,
Yeah. Well, I'm a true introvert, and I have I I really like to be able to reflect on things, and sometimes, that
you need
takes
that
time
time.
alone. Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm. I
So I'm not out
totally
there
get
more
that.
extroverts are more like, like Matt, my partner Matt on Do you think you're an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm an ambivert, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have both.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I'm more of an introvert now than I was an extrovert. I'm an extrovert when I'm very comfortable in my surroundings. I'll be very bubbly and friendly, but if I don't know anybody, I'm in the corner and like terrified to talk to people.
Mhm.
True story. I do
People
struggle
are
with that.
dangerous. People can do
Oh my god, I know. Do you want to talk about what happened
I
or no?
told Yeah, okay, let's let the world know what just happened. It's like every other week with me,
Mhm.
and people used to say this to me, "Oh, Dawn, you just have a target on your back," and I'd be like, "Oh, no, I don't. Don't say that. Don't label me like that." Well, I'm
Mhm.
61 years old now, and I'm like, I have a freaking target on my back. It doesn't even matter. I thought by the time I was older, it would settle down, but no. I mean,
Mhm.
I was hopping on over. I live near the beach. There's a lot of open spaces, public spaces, obviously, because it's the beach. And then we have a lovely little train stop here. And I was just and we used to be able to just like hop right across the tracks, and then they built this fancy train station thing where you go under the tracks, and which I don't like. I don't like going
Mhm.
under there, even though it's bright and nice and there's cameras and everything. And this is not a busy train station. This is not New York City. This is a very quaint, little train station. In any
Mhm.
case, I was popping over to my friends who lives right on the beach, and I was dropping something off, and then I was going to walk back, pop on the train, go to the village. It's farmers market day, chiropractor day for me, and I popped under the downstairs to go under the train tracks, or the tunnel thing. It's not really a tunnel, but it's really short. And this dude pops out. He was under there, and he's looking at me, and he looked like he was heading the other direction. And
Yeah,
he looked right at me, and he's like, came for me to my direction. And I'm like, oh, God.
that's terrifying.
Well,
That is
no, I
terrifying.
wasn't terrified. I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, here it comes. What does he want? And
Oh.
I just kept walking because I know better. I used to be like, hi, I don't do that. And because I feel for people, and
Yeah.
he looked like he lived on the streets, possibly, maybe just out of prison, tattoos on the neck. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just not the kind of person you're expecting. And
Mm-hmm.
and for those watching, I have a mask on and it's like freezing my face. So if you're wondering why I look so different right now, it's because I got my mask on. So he comes for, he does a beeline, looks straight at me, does a beeline. And I'm like, okay. I kept walking. I'm not going to be deterred. I'm freaking not going to be deterred. I wasn't afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, do you know where is there a water fountain up there?" And I said, "I don't know." Because I don't know. I mean, my apartment's nearby. I don't pay attention. There are bathrooms and all that. And I might have said there's bathrooms up there. I don't know what I said. And I kept walking and he turns around and he's behind me. Now, mind you, I'm going into the under part and I've got pepper spray in my hand. Okay, I've got pepper spray with my finger on it. I literally walk around like that just because I've had so many crazies. So he goes, he's kind of like following me, and I turned around, looked at him like, yeah. And because I didn't want to just be meek and scared or anything,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah. And he goes, is there an oceanside train? Where's the ocean? Or something like that. And I said, yeah, you're at the train station. I was really proud of myself. I'm like, yeah, you're here. It's right here. And then I said, oh, it's on this side of the track because you have to know which side to go on. I'm like, it's over on this side of the tracks. And so as far as I knew, he walked the other direction. I walked under the tunnel, didn't really think much of it. And there's a short little path. It's all nature trails here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like next to the train tracks, and then the ocean's on the other side. And there's short
Mm-hmm.
little, you know, path, and then you walk to the cul-de-sac of where my girlfriend lives. Her street is just a short little 1-block street. And I'm walking along, not thinking about anything. Wasn't even thinking about him. And this is like a 30 seconds later. It's really a small area, maybe 60 seconds. And I all of a sudden heard something behind me, and I looked, and it's this guy on a skateboard coming around. And I'm like, oh, yeah, hey. And then out of the corner of my eye, I could see this other guy coming. And he's coming pretty fast. And I was like, oh, shit, he's not on the train. He's not going on the train.
That's scary.
So there's this little alleyway. It's really short, but I'm like, I need to run because if I just walk, he's going to catch up to me in that alleyway. And that's what he was planning.
Jesus.
So I was like, okay, I'm just going to take off. And I started running. And I could hear him running behind me. He was catching up. And I was kind of surprised because he was pretty far behind me. I mean, I was kind of surprised how fast he was.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around on the street, there's houses. I'm familiar with this area. And, there's gardeners out, there's people walking their dogs. So I felt pretty good, right? Because there's people there. If I had to, I could run to a person because he was gaining on me. But I got through the alley. And in the alley is basically, it's not a long alley. It's like somebody's yard. It's very short. It's not big, but still it's an alley. There's nobody there right there. And there's no cameras. So I got through that. I'm on the street and I'm looking around and saying hi to everybody. Hi, because there's this guy behind me. And I kind of slow, I was walking fast, but I wasn't running. I ran like through half the block, and then I was kind of walking slow, and I turned around. I'm like, that little fart. And I'm saying this because I don't want to get censored because I got other words. Is right behind me. I can hear him. And I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to look. I'm just going to my friend's house. She lives at the end of that street right before you turn to go to the ocean. I get to her yard. He catches up to me. He's And he's like right here, and he says, "I'm not chasing you." And I was like, I said nothing because that was her house, and I just went to her door, and he was like, all of a sudden I was behind him because I went to her door, and he's like, "What's going on here?" And I mean, I should have jumped him. I swear to God, I should have. I mean, I wasn't thinking about that at the time, but he was really upset because I was behind him and he's looking all around, and I go to her door, and then I'm thinking, crap, now he knows where she lives. So, called the police and let them know what happened, what he was wearing and all that. And I was kind of over it. And they're like, don't go back to that train station. So what I found out is they're actually looking for somebody. So yeah. And then about 10 minutes later, we were in her house. And so she lives where the ocean is here and the train tracks are behind her. This dude is walking behind her house on the train tracks.
That same guy?
The same guy. So he was, yes. Now she's
Circling.
got a wall. She's got a wall and cameras and everything, but still.
Oh my God, people are so
weird. So worried about her and all that. And the police were like, what did he look like? What was he wearing? And all this. And it was really fun. It's just like, another day at the beach, right?
Another day being in the life of a woman.
Mm-hmm.
We can't exist in peace. Oh my God.
Leave us alone, you freaks.
Leave us alone. We're tired of dealing with it. We can't handle it anymore. You know what I've been trying to do different? What I wanted to do, but I didn't. I'm very happy with this eye look. A lot of people do their eyebrows before. I always do my eyebrows after, and I never use like concealer to like shape them up ever, just because I don't maybe I don't know why I don't want to do it. But I tried it. It was terrible, but I made it work enough that it was like, okay, that it'll pass. Put a little filter, it works out. But I never got to do that again today. But I didn't want to struggle like that in front of everybody. Because it was like ugly until like when it all came together, it looked good. But like in the process, I was like, oh, this is not how the girls on TikTok do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do a ton with my eyebrows, but I do fill them in. I have and sometimes I forget to. Like, remember that day you forgot to put your mascara on?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that with my eyebrows. Why didn't I fill out? Because they look so much. I don't do anything super much with them because they're kind of light. I just kind of fill them in a little bit.
I also don't do
so red.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
As you were rubbing it. No, and I also don't do like the gel thing that people do. Have you seen the people that like
I used to do that all the time. I used to do that. Yes.
I have not tried that method either. I don't know because my hair is so thick.
Yeah, I have really fine hair, so it's good for me to do that. I have the gels and I like that. But my hair is pretty light, but it does make a difference. It does.
I'm so hairy.
No, I'm not. I'm kind of a hairless person. I'm like one of those hairless cats.
You're a hairless cat. That is so funny.
Oh gosh.
So I've really been loving what I know. Can't wait to get a cat either. I'm so obsessed with cats. And I've been trying to not that I've been trying to encounter them, but I've been trying to pay attention to them in the alley because in both of my jobs there's an alley. And because I go to 3 different clinics. So in one of the clinics that I go to go from the parking to there's an alleyway. And so there's always random cats there. And there's one cat that we fed the other day and I called him Tommy the cat. That's what we named him. He's a very shy guy. Or I don't even know if it was a girl or a boy, but we fed her but it wouldn't come to you. Like it was just like very like skittish.
Probably feral,
yeah. But he was so sweet and he still ate and he seemed really grateful that we fed him. My friend had a rotisserie chicken and she cut it up in pieces and we put him in we like cut one of those like coffee cups in half. We put it in there with the water. And he was very grateful. Then we left and then we came back and this other bigger cat, meaner cat, like chased him away, and then he was eating his
He
food, and we
wanted
were
the
sad.
food.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. That rotisserie chicken has a lot of salt. Tosh is way up there. She's like 8 feet up in the air right now, meowing at me.
That's so funny.
She's on
I can't hear her. She's like, are you gonna pay attention to me, Mom?
She just kind of did a.
She also wants to say to go pack go. That was her saying go pack go.
She's so cute. Yeah, I can't let her up on the tall shelves anywhere where he doesn't want her jumping down. He thinks it may have been an injury from when she was a baby.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, causing a stricture, meaning the opening of her colon is small, so she has to strain, or that's why it's bleeding.
Because it's always getting irritated when she passes a bowel movement. Oh.
Yeah. And so that might be quite painful. Yeah. So, and that was one of the things the specialist said was a possibility too. And that won't show up in the ultrasound, which is why I'm glad I went there, because it's like, I'm annoyed, I mean, I'm glad I did the one ultrasound, because you want to rule certain things out, like a blockage or whatever.
Yeah.
But to repeat, they're like, oh, we should repeat the ultrasound in a month. And I'm like, why? You can't see the lower colon. This is red blood. It's not dry black blood.
Yeah, right.
And you know enough to know that. I mean, hopefully most people know enough to know that that's lower. With a cat, it's a lower tissue. Anyway,
but I think you with humans, it's like that, right?
With humans, it would literally be your butt. Like, yeah, I'd be really low. With cats, it's lower colon because they're shorter. They have a smaller. Yeah. So, yep. Fun things to talk about. Cats.
Yes.
But yeah, I have an outdoor cat, Feral, that I take care of.
Oh.
Yes, and I feed her at the same time every day, just like you would with your cat. Your indoor cat. And I feed her, really high quality food, but you got to be careful not to give them salt, because the feral cats, you can't get them to the vet, so you don't want to give them something that could make them
like
sick.
Worms and stuff. Yeah.
Well, or too much salt. Cats cannot have any salt.
Really?
It is really.
Because my friend said she brought it because she said she gave it to her cats and that they really liked it.
Well, maybe she got the you can get rotisserie chicken without salt.
I think she got it at Costco.
Oh, then
I don't know.
I'm just telling you, I would not recommend it. Cats are very susceptible to kidney problems, and if they have salt, that can you want to read up on that. You don't give cats
That's
food.
Good to know. That is good to know, because I'm gonna be. I knew if I ever had kids, I'd be like those neurotic mothers that like gets freaked out for everything.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Because I'm already an anxious person.
Yeah, I'm not an anxious person, but I would definitely be if I had kids. I think that's in the cat book I gave you too.
Yeah, which I'm probably going to I'll have to reference it, because I could study it now and I'll forget everything. When I get my cat, I will forget everything that I read, so I have to reread. But I need to have things for reference for me because I'm very forgetful. It helps for me to have it there.
Well, when you actually get closer to getting a cat, I'll send you a lot of information about plants and that kind of thing, what not to eat.
I know. I saw.
Because there's a lot of things that people do well-meaning that you could literally kill your cat. You don't want that. I don't want that to happen.
I don't want that.
No.
I don't want that to happen to me at all. I would be devastated. I mean, that's probably my worst fear. I'll probably won't sleep for 3 months, just making sure it's breathing all the time. I'm probably going to be that paranoid.
Yeah, that's how I was with my nieces, and if I babysat them or anything.
I'm honestly getting a lot of anxiety towards my moving out, because it's getting really close. It's the year's going so fast. I can't even believe that. We're already in November. We're already almost the middle of November. Next thing you know, it's December, and the year's over. It's insane. I'm like, oh God, can I do this? Am I gonna mess up? It's a lot of negative thoughts. It's a lot of anxious, negative thoughts, to be honest. They're not fun.
Sure.
Well, they're not fun.
And you know what? You'll get through it. And if you're not ready, you just pull back a little. Don't force anything.
See, but that's why I don't want to pull back. I'm like, I want to make
Well,
this
I
happen.
know.
You know what I mean?
But you don't
But
want to, yeah.
I don't want to be emotional. And I was thinking about that the other day. I don't want to get to a point and I know that I do get, where I get really anxious and desperate, and I don't want to make like an
And make the
impulsive
wrong
decision.
decision. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I
You
meant.
know me. You know me.
Well,
You
I know
how
how
I
this
am.
works. I know me.
Yeah.
I've made decisions that I should do. Yeah.
And that's kind of how I am. So I really have to be careful that I'm on top of that, and I don't let my emotions get the best of me. But thankfully, my ADHD coach has been working really closely with me, like working with accountability and making sure that I'm staying on track. I'm very grateful for him.
Good. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh my god, what time is it? I'm so proud of me. I did this in under an hour. And I'm almost done because I'm already doing my face.
I'm really going slow. Like I'm just doing my peel
I
right
love that. Yes, because usually you're always beating me to the punch.
I know. I waited a while to start. Yeah. So for those watching for the first time, basically, I take off my hi, and thank you for watching. But I take off my makeup. I do skincare. If you want to know what I'm doing, you can look in the description below. I don't usually talk about it too much, but right now I'm doing an enzymatic peel, which is awesome. And I did a mask. I removed my makeup first, did a lip scrub, that kind of thing. But I take my makeup off while Jamie puts his on. So I end up looking like awful by the time the thing's over because I don't have any makeup on.
You look amazing.
I don't look awful, but whatever. I don't look like
I mean, you have amazing skin.
Thank you.
I love your skin. I don't mean to sound creepy. I don't want to eat it. I just think you have really great skin.
I do because I take care of it. Yes, I take care of it. I'm a skincare specialist, and that's my gig. So, yeah. So
if you guys have any questions,
we had some bots in the comments. If you see bots in the comments, report them. I just reported them. Oh, I need to block them.
See, that's why I was like, if we go live on my Twitter, there's a risk for trolls because that's happened to me when I go live and there's some random trolls go in there and just say crazy things.
Yeah, well, we can get rid of just.
Oh no, but it's on the YouTube.
It's on both. We're on Twitter and YouTube at the same time.
No, but the bots, are they coming out on YouTube?
Oh, the bots that I just blocked are from YouTube. Yeah, from YouTube.
Guys, if you're in the comments on YouTube, please help us block this.
Block those guys, but
I blocked sons of guns.
Those dumb bots. No, we don't need girlfriends.
Oh, what? Oh my god. I have it on. Oh,
one
that's
of those.
Hilarious. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I can barely handle myself.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Nope.
So how's Justin Herbert? Tell me, I have not caught up with anything. Chargers. What's going on with them?
They won the last game. They looked pretty good. They have an awful lot of injuries too. And of course, Justin Herbert is playing with just horrible injuries.
He's started the season injured, right?
Well, he got injured in like the second or third game. Pretty bad, broken cartilages in his ribs. So he gets, I'm sure he gets, steroids and pain treatments and stuff, just like. But he's looking good. He's looking amazing. Let's see who else is looking good. The Ravens looked good the other night. I mean, I just watch football. That's another thing I do. It's like when we have a bad loss, it's like, okay, next game. Because I just started liking the games, the sport,
Yeah. I have to, okay, I've been struggling to watch other teams, and I didn't have that issue.
Okay.
Because it's hard for me to see teams do things that I wish my team was doing. But I need to get over it. I'm going to get over it, and then I'm going to go back to it. It's been tough to watch because I get frustrated, and I'm like, why do they make it look so easy?
Right.
But that's just me. I'm going to get over it, and I'm going to go back to watching because I love football. I'm not going to let a bad season scare me away. You
But
know what I mean?
for me,
Lalabain.
it's like all the more reason to watch another game because then you'll see actually good football.
Yeah. I like the way that you think.
Ooh, my
I
skin feels
like
so
the
good. I
way.
love my skin. I love that we're doing this online because normally I wouldn't do a mask and then a peel
Yeah.
right next to each other, but it's like, wow, that is
Talk to us about that process. What does that do for your skin?
well, the mask I use, there's several different masks that I recommend, but of course, all my products are aloe vera based. But this mask is a firming and a tightening mask. It also exfoliates.
Mm-hmm.
So and it just infuses like tons of nutrients into the skin during that 10-minute process.
Oh.
And then the peel also has lots of nutrients and stuff, but it's an enzyme peel, so it actually is peeling. We all shed skin cells all day long, all night long, especially at night, more at night than in
Oh.
the daytime. Yes, which is why I do that nighttime mask
Mm-hmm.
twice a week. But the peel just takes off all that, for lack of a better word, dead skin cells. But
Yeah.
any impurities, any deep, like anything that might be stuck in your pores or anything like that, which is
Mm-hmm.
so it just really, it's like a super super clean, plump, exfoliated, I mean, I can't stop touching my skin right now because it just feels so great. So tightening, firming, and then exfoliating and just infusing with all kinds of vitamins. Then I exfoliated my lips too. So I'm going to put my lip rescue mask, my nighttime lip mask on because I get
You said
dry
that,
lips.
and I immediately felt my lips so dry.
Oh my gosh,
Immediately.
girl, this stuff, and it smells good. Our products smell so yummy. Mm. So yeah, what are you doing up there, Tosh?
What
What
am
are
I
you
doing?
doing? She's so cute.
What am
Can
I
I?
doing?
Can I? I don't know if you can see her. Want to see
Let's
Tosh?
see. Yes.
I don't know if she'll be.
Where is she? Oh, hi,
Can
Tosh.
you see her?
She's
Wait,
so cute.
isn't she cute?
Yes, I love her.
She looks like the cat
She
in
has
the
the
hat.
best face.
I know. She's so sweet. She's the best cat in the
Run out of
world.
setting spray.
Oh, right. So, yeah, my skin feels great.
So you're ready to go to bed.
Yes. I'm
So
actually
let's
going
look.
to take, because I also do really want to remind everybody too, your face is only like 10% of your skin. So take care of the body, the skin on your body as well. So exfoliate, hydrate. So I usually top off with body butter. And then I'm going to start. I just took pictures of my scars, the cat bite and the other
Yeah.
bites that I got. So I'm going to use
Mhm.
the fade away scar treatment on that
Mhm.
starting
Yeah.
tonight. But I'm going to take a nice bath too, an aloe vera bath with our bath
Mm.
salts and our our body wash and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So I'll take a bath, but I'll keep my face. Obviously, I don't need to wash my face. So I'll keep my hair and my face up when I take my bath. And then I'll go to bed. Once all my body is hydrated.
I love that for you.
Yes.
So let's talk about this upcoming game for the Packers.
Mhm.
Cowboys, Mike McCarthy coming back. How do you feel about Mike McCarthy coming back? How do you feel about him in general?
I was never like super big on Mike McCarthy. I mean, here's the thing about Mike McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that Aaron Rodgers was instrumental in having him fired?
I don't know for sure. It's speculation, so I just don't know. It could
Stands
maybe.
to reason, though,
But
right? Mike McCarthy was really interested in like moving on from Brett Favre and getting Aaron Rodgers on the field. Okay.
yeah.
And from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a great job. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl. I think he's a really good coach.
Yeah.
I had trouble with Mike just understanding him. He's got that thick Philadelphia accent.
Yeah.
But And then all of a sudden he's gone. I mean, they weren't doing well and he's gone and he's thriving. And look what's happening to Rogers.
I know.
Hmm.
It
So was
it's
it Rogers?
crazy.
Yeah. So I've watched this really carefully and I saw him interviewed before he got the Cowboys job and he had this really cool kind of documentary type thing on YouTube
I
and
know, I
what he
cried
was doing.
watching that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really got to know him a little bit better and his family and oh my gosh. And we have a Mike McCarthy Boulevard
Yeah.
in Green Bay now.
He was there for like 12 years.
That's right.
12, 15 years or something like that.
So no, I have nothing, bad to, about him. I think it's great that he's doing so well. I was a little worried that who's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, that guy?
Oh.
You know who he is, but
Yeah, I know him.
yeah, we don't even need to use his name. But I was really worried. It's like, oh, he's gonna just because there's a lot of rumors that this offensive coach is who he really wants in there, and Mike McCarthy was going to get thrown to the wolves and stuff. So the fact that Mike McCarthy is doing so well, I'm just super happy for him. I'm super happy.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. Obviously, okay. I was like, okay, it's time to move on, but I'm very grateful for his tenure with us, with the
Right.
Packers and
Right.
everything that he contributed to the success. But I did get really frustrated. I thought that we were very predictable then too, to be
Yes.
honest.
Yes. And I didn't know
Yeah,
much
did you
about
feel that
football.
too?
I didn't
Yeah.
know. I knew very little about football back then, but I didn't like I didn't like what he was doing, but I wasn't sure if it was him or Rogers. And the thing is, he and Rogers were kind of tied at the hip, and now, like the whole Packers organization, obviously LaFleur is walking a tightrope, but the organization has hitched their wagon to Rogers, and look what's happened. Look what's happening.
Yeah.
So, it's a touchy situation. I don't think anyone really knows, but I have nothing but respect for him for what he did.
Respect and admiration for sure.
Well,
For
and he
sure.
obviously he didn't want to leave. Like he was pretty shocked, I think, when he got fired. I wasn't. I didn't know much about football, but I knew he was getting fired.
Yeah.
Nobody, you don't love to see somebody fired, but it did seem like it was time. And coaches generally, I mean, there are a couple coaches out there that have been with the teams for like 20 years. Actually, right now, is it? It's not the Eagles, is it? No, it's not the Eagles. It's the Steelers coach, I think, is Tomlinson.
Oh yeah, Mike Tomlin.
He's been there like 20 years, hasn't he?
He's been there a long time too.
So it can work out. I'm hoping that's how it'll be with LaFleur.
And he's not having the greatest season either. But the team had 7, where they have like 4 Super Bowls. They have their years of success, and I think that,
and they just lost their franchise quarterback. He retired, so that's okay. I mean, you got to give people some time, but yeah, it's tricky business. Like, yeah, no, I hope we don't embarrass. I mean, I hope, you never know, we could win the game. I don't ever count the Packers out. Never, ever.
Well, I feel like, you know what, I don't think that we're gonna win, to be honest. I'm coming into this game like I went into the Bills game, curious to see how we respond, what we do, how hard we try. I'm just curious at this point, like what happens. That's how I'm coming into this game, not expecting us to win. Like I said, I just want them to make it fun. Make it fun for me. I want to enjoy myself. I'm like, we lost, but it's like, maybe it was a good loss. Yeah, maybe they'll, like, who knows? We'll see. Hopefully there's a really loud audience there. A lot of everybody's like, get loud, Lambo. There's a lot of people people from Packers Twitter are going to be going to that game.
I know a lot of friends are going.
That's going to be really cool to see everybody. Matt's going, Aaron. I know. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited.
Yeah, but I never go into a game thinking we're going to win. Never. Ever.
Okay.
Ever. And maybe that's why I can handle the lows a little bit, but because even when we're playing really crummy, okay,
Yeah.
really the bad, the worst of the worst, and you might say, a lot of people saying, oh, the Lions are terrible. Well, the Lions are in a rebuild, and their coach isn't terrible, but the game was close. Like the score wasn't it wasn't 42-0. We haven't had any games like that. They're fighting.
Yeah.
And you're going to find that across the NFL. There isn't that much separation between terrible and great teams.
Yep.
Really. I mean, when it comes
there's a lot of bad teams. It's just like a weird season because a lot of teams are not great.
Yeah.
Like, what team is really, really, really good? The standards are really low, it feels like, for this season.
Well, I just think it's the league is tightening up, and that's what they've been trying to do. They're trying to keep the teams really competitive. The Eagles haven't lost yet, one game.
Are they still undefeated?
Yeah, I think so.
I have not paid attention to the. You're probably right. I haven't been paying attention to other people's like
Well, yeah,
their
so
records.
if you look at the whole league as a whole, you're going to find out that, I mean, when you think about it, even when we're playing super horrible,
yeah,
you still think we can be the Vikings. The Vikings are the number 2 seed right now, but they're not that much farther apart, right? They're just not. But what I do see on other teams, the only thing that disappoints me, the thing that disappoints me more than anything, let's put it this way, is when I see other teams that look like teams that are having joy, that are crying together and celebrating together, that are cohesive. I don't see that. I don't see that in the body language. I never did, actually, in the last couple of years. This could have happened anytime in the last couple of years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We've been lucky. What time? She's talking.
I heard her. I hear her now. I hear her now.
What are you doing?
She wants you to play with her. You know, every time like there's my mom, she's gonna not pay attention to me. She's just like, I love her.
She's just getting to her nighttime. The cats have nighttime. You'll see their pupils get larger, and they get playful. But when I play with her, she doesn't really. She's funny. She's a funny girl, didn't she? She's so talkative. She's like, oh, she's like, oh, like she's not just meow, 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 like mommy. She's like, I'm gonna get her those buttons. Did you know that you can teach animals to talk to you? Yeah, cats can do that.
I see them on TikTok. I like those videos. It's really fascinating how you get to teach them to do that.
That's right.
Really,
and
really,
then
really
you can
cool.
also, all that is dog training, but you do with cats. You can also do, a lot of people don't realize you can train cats. Like my kid goes to the potty on the toilet. You can train cats.
Does she? I've seen cats do that. How did you teach her to do that?
I used a kit that I bought.
Oh.
Yeah, and I followed the directions. That's it. And she did it. You know, it's not that hard. And quite frankly, I hate litter. And that's one of the things I always said. It's like, I'm never going to get a cat. I don't want litter. But if I got a cat, maybe I'll get a cat. But she has to be toilet trained. And sure enough, that's what I did.
That is so cool.
And then when I got Pepe LaFleur, Tosh taught Pepe how to go on the toilet.
Aw.
Within 3 weeks.
That is so cute.
And you know, it's awesome because honestly, had I not had that, I might not have noticed the GI bleed. Because with litter, it kind of, you can't really, they dig it and they cover it with their those little crumbly things, whatever litter is. So yeah, so I think it's good to be able to see their poopies and pee-pees and know what's going on there.
That's true. That's a good point.
You can
also able to catch it right away.
Yeah, you're literally catching it. You can teach them to flush the toilet too, and close the bathroom door.
I've seen the videos. It's really great. And
I haven't taught her to flush yet though, because
that's so cool that she
I don't want her flushing. I want to look at it and see what's going on. Yeah. I'm gonna try this
scar situation. I took a picture of my cat bite scar,
Oh.
and I'm going to use it for 30 days. I probably shouldn't put it on before my bath, but use it for 30. Oh, it smells so good. I love how good everything smells. Use it for 30 days, and you can use it on your skin, on your facial skin as well.
Nice.
So I know your scars bother you a
I
little
got
bit.
so many scars on my face from acne.
Yeah.
It's one of my biggest insecurities, which is why I like to use filters so much.
Yeah. Well, as a skincare specialist, I don't feel like I should use filters because I want to be
Yeah,
honest. Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
I can't stand, there are so many companies or even people who represent products, they'll use filters and it's like, your product did not do that. It can't do that. I know enough about how it works to know what can be accomplished in 30 days, 60 days, a year, even without plastic surgery. So a lot of them, it's like, oh yeah, you had plastic surgery. That wasn't your skincare. So yeah, so this game, I'm really glad they'll be. I'm more focused on, there's gonna be friends there. I really wish I could have gone, but
Yeah.
not.
I wanted. That was one of the games I wanted to go to. In a perfect world, I would have been able to go to all the games, but it just didn't happen that way.
Yeah, all the home games.
I wish I could go to all the home games. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
So do you do green?
I'm done.
Is it a green? Yeah. So it's green and gold. You're wearing your gold
It's
t-shirt.
like a gold. This says Packer Babes. 1919 Packer Babes for my friend's brand.
Oh, cool.
With my little Packers. But yeah, this is the final look for me.
I like it.
What I look like.
Very nice. I like it.
Smoky green. I tried to use this green earlier when I first got this palette and it did not work out. So I'm glad that I was able to learn how to use it properly.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to makeup, I don't think there is anything proper. I mean, it's like art. Nothing's really proper. It's just we experiment and we play with it. Yeah, I like it.
We're done.
Very nice. Nice.
Only a minute and 7 minutes. 1 hour and 7 minutes. I love that. I love
it. A lot of chit chat. A lot of chit chat.
Yeah, but I'm remaining hopeful. Just having fun, trying to enjoy it.
Right.
I just want them to make it fun. Just make it fun for me.
Make it fun. I hope it's not super painful. Yeah, because it's been a little bit painful in the body language, and I'm glad that Matt LaFleur addressed the body language today, because that really I've been saying that for a long time. It's like, what is going on with this body language? And I'm sorry, but Tom Brady, man, he takes his team from behind and in the last 2 minutes every dang time, and he's
but he is also a crybaby. He also throws tantrums.
Tantrums don't bother me. Tantrums don't bother me. It's the sulking. Sulking is not going to win game. He does not.
Well, he sulks too. I've seen him sulk plenty of times. I always call Brady a crybaby because he does. I mean, but they're competitive. It's the same thing for Rodgers. He's a competitive guy, and he doesn't like. Honestly, I see him struggling even admitting that he's not playing well. Like, they were legit asking him straight up, and he can't say it. He can't bring to say, yeah, I'm having. I mean, he's saying it. Everyone's like, but he is saying it. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I see him like struggling to say that. That's just me. That's just my speculation. It's not a fact. It's just my opinion with what I see. But you never. Maybe he's fine. He says everything's fine, and he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. That's what he says.
He does. He cares very much what other people say. He says a lot of things that aren't true and that are clearly not true. But what I was saying about Brady is
when he gets down, he gets focused. You see him walking around, talking to his team members, talking to his coach. He doesn't walk past his coach. His coach is there for him, and he just walks right past him. That's what Rodgers is doing. He's not.
Tom Brady will yell. He was yelling at his
That's
lineman.
okay. That's okay.
It was yelling at his lineman because
that's not sulking.
Sacked him a bunch of times. I mean, regardless, like sulking, screaming, like it's it's just not it's not positive energy. It's not like, okay, guys, like, let's go, like, hyping them up. I think that's one of the things that they said that they feel like they don't have anymore. And I guess some of the staff played that role, and that's not there anymore. There's just no rah-rah guy. That's what they're saying. Right. And Rodgers is not a rah-rah guy. He will sulk and make a tantrum just like Tom Brady. And
that is part of the problem. That is part of the problem. That is part of that is part of the job. In other words,
and I'm as a leader, but everybody has different leadership styles. I don't think that's just not his.
Yeah, and some are successful and some are not.
Yeah.
Okay, you can have a leadership style that brings you right down to not being successful, and that's the problem. And I think that's what it's clearly not the same like as other quarterbacks. You saw Josh Allen's a great quarterback. Had a bad loss last
Sunday. Had a bad game.
He had a bad game. He comes out there and he says, "I played like crap." Okay,
that's honestly that's what I want Rodgers to say.
Responsibility. That's very different. Was he mad? Was he upset? Yes, but that's not the same. You can't.
He owned up to it. To it. Yeah, and I think that Rodgers does it in his own words, but it's like I can see that it's hard for him to do that, and I'm like, bro, we're having a hard time coming to that realization too. But if you don't realize it, how are you going to fix it if you're in denial about it? So I really hope that he's really honest with himself. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he's mature and that he can do some self-scoping and self-reflection and just see what else he can do in the locker room aside from the field stuff, that he can bring some fire back into this team. So I don't know. We'll see. There's still a lot of football left, to be honest. If I'm really looking at the bigger picture,
anything can happen.
Anything really. I mean, we still kind of have, like, maybe it's like a 10% chance, but there's still a chance. I'm sure. Okay.
There's always a chance. Yeah.
There is always a chance. So
always a chance. That's right.
Any last words, final thoughts for you, Miss John?
Enjoy every moment. Doesn't matter, win or lose. It's not part of our identity as fans.
I forgot mascara again.
And don't forget your mascara, for goodness sake. That's so funny. It's not part of my identity what somebody else does.
Say that again, because people need to hear that.
Well, and
clip it.
Yeah, and so clip it, baby. It's not my identity. I can be a fan, but that is not my identity. My identity is being a fan. I don't have control over what goes on in the locker room. I don't have control what goes on the field. So I enjoy the game, and and if you're having a struggle with that, it's natural because it's like we're invested emotionally. We want the team to do well. We're looking forward to the season, that kind of thing. By the way, go Bucks.
They're undefeated.
Going on. Yeah, I think they lost one, but I don't know what they did tonight. Let me check. But
I don't follow basketball. It's hard for me to keep up with anything other than baseball.
You want to talk about good body language, leadership? Look at Giannis.
Yeah, I hear so many great things about him.
Oh, so great.
It's like, I'm not a Bucks fan, but I'm very well informed in the Bucks because a lot of my friends are Bucks, obviously.
Okay, so they're 10-1 so far. It's very early. They play a million games, not like football.
Do the Lakers suck?
So
I think I saw the Lakers.
Bucks won tonight, so they've only lost one so far. They beat the Oklahoma Thunder. I don't know what the Lakers are doing. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I was just looking on the Bucks.
Is there a team in San Diego? No, right?
No, no.
Lakers lost to the Clippers. The Clippers are really kind of coming up.
Oh, that's so funny. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
the
the
Clippers are doing better.
Milwaukee Bucks are top of the conference. Oops. I just lost my. Okay. Lakers. You asked about the Lakers. What's going on with the Lakers?
Do they suck? I'm not keeping up.
I like the Lakers. I don't mind the Lakers. Clippers are way up there. Oh, Oklahoma City was way down there. Oh my gosh. Lakers are 29 out of 30 ranking in the league.
Holy
That's not so good.
I thought I saw some people crying. Okay, that makes sense.
But that's it. That's kind of like what the Packers are right now. It's like the Packers, like the Lakers were on top. They had all kinds of glory.
Dodgers got eliminated.
For them to maintain it like for the rest of their, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we got to go with the highs and the lows, and
you gotta go with the highs and the lows.
Well, now we know what kind of fan we really are. Do we really love our team or not?
It does test. It does test. But guys, like, it's at the end of the day, it's football. It's meant to be fun. Don't ever let it like steal your joy so badly that, I mean, dude, it literally would put me in a depression before. I don't let it do that to me anymore because it's not worth it. It's just why? I have so many other stuff going on in my life. Why am I adding another unnecessary drama to my life? So I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna not try not to get stressed out and like detach myself, because I think at one point I had an unhealthy attachment and I had to pull away. Sometimes you have to pull away a little bit, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're gonna stop being a fan, but like just removing yourself from the toxicity. Like you were saying, I need 2 days to like to myself to process without all of that stimulation online. I love that. That is you taking care of yourself, and I think that is a good example of how to keep yourself sane.
Yeah, and that's part of my personality. And the other thing is I have like so many other interests.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yes, that's another thing.
So many.
Find another hobby, because some people on there are like,
yes. Yeah, I have a lot going on. Yes.
Find other hobbies.
Yes.
It will help you.
It does.
It helps the pain.
I'm constantly learning. I mean, I'm constantly learning about football, more about the Packers, more. But I still have other interests. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Beauty Touchdown. We hope to see you on the next one. Make sure to follow us everywhere at Beauty Touchdown on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are everywhere. Beauty Touchdown here every week on YouTube. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you soon. Like to look and feel your best?
Like football?
Then Touchdown Beauty is for you.
Score a touchdown with your beauty.
Because we can be girly girls and football fans.